Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, I'm going to be starting a new series of videos where I go around and visit people who've got really interesting bike collections. And to start the video off, there is only one man to see, and that's the man this is his man cave. So take a little look around the man cave, spot anything you may recognise here. It is, of course, the one and only Missenden Flyer. Andy, in you come.
He forgets I got the microphone on. Hello.
There he is.
Hey, hello.
There's the owner of these.
You don't often see that door open, do you?
You don't think you've ever seen this angle of that, but come on in.
I don't
come
know,
on in.
maybe
Come on
I
in. Come into your own garage.
I'm very impressed with your camera, by the way. Look at that,
very,
folks.
very
Can you see?
fancy.
Is there
Very
anyone in
fancy.
there? That's great, isn't it?
Hopefully there's someone watching. There might be a couple, you never know.
There will be. So what are we doing then, John?
What we're going to do, this is, like I said, this is going to be a bit of a series of videos where I visit people who've got interesting motorcycles. And
we've done coming here then.
What better place to start is with you.
Well, a low bar to start
Low
with
bar,
is a good,
and the channel can only get better, can't it? The series can only get better. So,
because if you could generally do some proper collections, and this
well,
can make me look really stupid.
That's what I'm thinking, but it'll be some proper collections. But you've got a great collection, mate. Don't belittle
Well,
your
that's very
collection.
kind of you. I'm not sure it's a collection, but it's. I like them.
And it's a good time to come because you've actually got a couple of new bikes. You've had a bit of a swap round in the Missenden Man Cave.
I have a bit of a rationalisation. There's only so many bikes you can ride, and
only one normally at the time.
well, that is it. So that makes you think: would one bike be enough? No,
well, it's never enough.
Don't be silly.
I think 5 bikes is the optimum amount.
Do you?
Yeah, I think 5 bikes. We'll go through what those are in a minute, but
They're not all mine. I haven't got 5 bikes. I just did a quick
you
count.
got room for one more then.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
An off-road bike. You haven't got an off-road bike, have you?
And there is one I've got in mind actually.
Is there? Oh, we'll come on to that. So let's go through Andy's bikes one at a time. We may even get to ride them. It's a nice day, so we may take the odd couple out for a bit of a spin.
Sounds good.
If you're up
yeah,
for that.
I'm very much up for that.
And yeah, so let's start. So let's start with one of your new bikes.
Okay.
Let's wheel it in.
Did I say I've got a bad arm?
You got a bad arm?
Yeah,
Why do you keep buying
it's
all
my
these
shoulder.
bikes, then?
I've got a bad shoulder.
This is the new one. We'll
Yeah,
come
it's
on
really
to that
light.
in a minute. We'll come on to that in a minute. But look in here. This is those of you who watch Andy's channel. It looks a bit smaller in real life. It looks more impressive on YouTube. Sorry, Andy.
It's the joy of wide-angle lenses, isn't it? Have I said I've got a bad shoulder?
Do you want me to help you?
No, sorry, you carry on, mate. You carry on.
I've got the important job. So this is one of the new bikes.
It is,
one
yes.
Of the new bikes.
I'm a very fortunate chap to have had a couple of new bikes of late. And this is to replace Old Faithful. I started a YouTube channel, I can't remember when it was now, a long time ago, about 12 years ago. And I had a R1250GS, which I loved.
Yeah.
And I would have kept, but it's a convoluted reason as to why I've ended up buying a new one. But this isn't obviously it's not brand new.
New to you.
New to me.
New to you.
Because of course this is a 1250, which they don't make anymore. Obviously they're onto the 1300s these days.
Yeah.
But I personally, great though they are to ride, I just don't like the looks of the new one very much. And also, because I buy this or I ride this as mainly a pillion machine with my missus on the back, she's very particular about the perch that she gets.
Yes.
And she finds this way more comfortable than the 1300, which I did have for
really?
6 months.
Well, yeah, you did. We had it for a while. You gave it a good chance, didn't you?
I did. And we did some touring and stuff, and actually she prefers this. So anyway, so that's why I bought this one. This one is obviously the triple black. It's had some tasteful extra black bits added. Some bits to go on, which is another story, of which maybe you'll learn more at some point.
We'll come to that later.
But yeah, so I'm dead chuffed with it. But just as testament to how good these BMWs are, this is a lovely bike, but it rides basically no different to my old 10-year-old 1200.
Really?
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it just shows how good they are, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm obviously a GS fanboy, except for the new one.
This is the practical bike then. This is your workwork. This is your practical machine.
What I like about these is they're a bit like a Swiss Army knife, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or as you and I would call it, a pen knife. They can do everything. So, you know, you don't have to be too precious about it. I can ride this through winter, although I might be precious about it. I don't know, because it's looking very clean.
You know what you're like.
Yeah, I probably will.
We know what you're like. But it's as dirty as it's ever going to get.
It will be, but this will, I will ride it, you know, all year round. I'll ACF 50 it probably when it comes to the time of year to do so. And yeah, you can go shopping on it, you can go touring, you can ride around the lanes. It's great. I really love it. Great bikes. I mean, you've ridden them plenty of times, haven't you?
Oh, plenty of times. It's no denying it's a bloody good motorcycle. You say what you will about GS, there's no getting away from the fact.
They're popular for a reason. They're popular for a reason, aren't they?
Exactly that.
Yeah. I think everything that can be said about a GS has been said, but yeah. They're great bikes. Love it. Should we move on?
Let's move on. So next up, we've got a bit of a. Well, this is a bit of controversy around this bike.
How can that be? But yes, it's proved to be quite controversial. This bike. This is a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 custom. And that's the controversial bit. Yeah, exactly. So I bought this. These came out. These have, as you know, been very successful for Royal Enfield. The Interceptor came out in 2019. And that's when I bought this.
Yeah.
So I was one of the first to buy. And it's a great bike in its own right. At the time, it was the first of the sort of better value bikes that you could buy. I think I paid £6 for it new back then, which was, you know, you couldn't buy bikes for that then.
Yeah.
And I bought it specifically because it was a cheapish bike and because it's a retro bike and I love a retro me. And I bought it because I knew I wanted to customise it. I've got to think about gold wheels. And I had to think about British Racing Green, but I'll get onto that in a minute. Yeah. Because this isn't British Racing Green. But anyway, I thought gold and green went very well, and I wanted to get it customised. So, very long story. I got it customised, as you can see. It's not been done to a particularly great standard. I like it.
It looks lovely. Mate.
I like it, but there's things about it I don't like, which I would get changed.
Okay.
But the paint job is very, very nice. But because I made a video about how much it cost me, and for some reason people get upset about how much you spend of your own money on something, don't they? What's
it got to do with what business is it of theirs?
I've no idea. So, I mean, I bought it with the idea of customising it. That was the whole point. And the reason I bought a cheap bike was because it left me some money to spend on it to customise it. And I ended up spending more customising it than the bike was worth.
Yeah.
So that's why it turned out to be controversial. Why that's controversial, I don't know. I say it's nobody's business, is it, what you do with your own money? But anyway, lots of people took great umbrage of that. But it's I love it. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, it's not a particularly high power bike. They're quite basic, these Interceptors, so it rides with, let's say, some character compared to my other bikes.
I've actually never ridden one. So
well,
we may have to put that right and take it out for a spin.
So specifically things I've had done, it's got a custom, it's had the back end chopped, so it's shorter at the back end than a standard one. So new mudguard fabricated in the whole back end basically. It's got different shocks on. This is a different seat that I had made. It's got like a gel insert, so it's medical grade. It's supposed to be more comfortable. Actually, it's a bit more uncomfortable, to be fair. It's got a new electronics loom, which enables you to have all this fancy switch gear. And it's Italian. I can't remember who makes it now. But it's very bloody expensive. I know that.
Is it Motor Gadget?
Motor Gadget. I think it is actually. Yeah. Similarly, German, things like the bar end indicators and that are fantastic. They're so bright, it's untrue. At the back, the indicators on the back here, these little tiny ones. They almost take you. I mean, they're so bright. You'd think, how would that be good? But it really is. Those are fantastic. What else? Bar end mirrors, obviously, and the paint job. And then I suppose the biggest bit of expenditure was the exhausts. These are from a company called BAK, B-A-A-K.
Oh, okay.
I think they're Dutch. And those were, I think, £2,000.
Are they just straight through?
Yeah, pretty much. So for a bent bit of pipe, about £2,000.
Jeez.
So I mean, stupidly expensive for those, but they look quite good and they sound great. So anyway, as a whole, I think it kind of works and it appeals to me. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters about a custom bike, isn't it? So,
absolutely.
So that's that one.
She's a beauty.
Thank you. Right, next.
Next up. Oh, I do love the Z900. It's
yeah. Now this was a bike.
It's the RS, isn't it?
This is the RS SE.
Oh, so the SE.
It stands for special equipment. So you get Öhlins on the back, and you get better Brembo brakes. Yeah. And there might be something else that I'm forgetting, but yeah. So this is like the top spec of the one that they did in this colour scheme. Now I rode this first. I think these came out about 2019 as well.
I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I rode one at the time. I thought, wow, that is a beautiful bike. Because the thing about this, number one, I really like the retro styling. They've done quite a faithful homage to the original Z bikes of the 1970s, haven't they? If you look at those bikes, they do look very similar. Although obviously engine is completely different. Because the beauty of this is very modern engine. This is out of the Z900, the non-RS, of course. 4-cylinder, so it's super smooth. Yeah. I didn't have any 4-cylinder bikes at the time, and still haven't. In fact, this is it. And hence, when you wind it up, it sounds absolutely amazing.
And you've got some headers on this as well.
Yes, I did change the headers. I did, yes, indeed. So it makes one hell of a noise, this, which is very antisocial, and I can't condone such things. But I have to say, ripping it around Spain in January, February time, it was just absolutely awesome. So I love this. I love the way it looks, I love the way it sounds. It's also pretty comfy with this big old seat. And it's beautifully made.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic.
I've not had many Kawasaki's before.
The colour scheme's beautiful, the yellow, especially with the gold as well.
Yeah, this is called the yellow ball scheme, and that's the reason why I went for the RS, actually. I wasn't particularly worried about the better brakes and better suspension. But the colour scheme and the gold wheels kind of sold it to me. I love the fact they stuck with analogue dials.
Lovely, I know.
They look really good. It's just, and also it's physically quite big. I think if you ride the Interceptor, you're going to find that quite small.
Yeah.
This one, I think you'll be all right on. You've probably, I'm sure.
I have ridden one before. I did really like it, if I remember.
It's physically quite a large bike.
Yeah, and it sounds great, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah,
It's really spicy engine, isn't it? But I can't wait to hear it with those pipes.
It's a nice bike, and it's and it performs and handles well. I mean, it looks retro, but it's not at all retro. I mean, unlike the Enfield, which feels kind of dated, this feels thoroughly modern. And that for me is what these new retro bikes are about. People often say to me, well, why don't you buy an old bike? And the reason why I don't buy is because, funnily enough, I'm not very good with the spanners. And if you've got a bike that keeps letting you down and you have to fix it, all the time, that's going to be no good to me. So I need something that's modern and reliable.
You need to be enjoying working on the spanners to have that sort of bike.
Exactly right, you do. And,
this fits the bill.
and as much as I might enjoy it, I'm not very good at it. So anyway, this fits the bill. It never lets me down. It's always very reliable. Amazing build quality. Absolutely love it. So yeah, possibly one of my favourite bikes.
Yeah, that one's staying. That one's staying.
Yeah, it's a keeper. What makes a keeper, by the way? I have people say, "Oh, is that going to be a keeper?" And I had a Speed Twin. I had that for 6 years, and people said, "Oh, I thought that was going to be a keeper." Well, I had it for 6 years. What's a keeper then? I don't know.
You're buried with it.
Maybe that's it. Right, what's next?
What we got left?
We could do Mrs. Flyer's Kawasaki.
Oh, yes.
While we're on retros.
Yes, there's another Kawasaki in the household. Are we allowed to touch it? Are we allowed to touch her bike? I don't know if we can get a bit funny.
We could ask, or we could just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Let's just do it. What's this one, Anne? Is this a new one? 4 wheels, this one? I think I saw a review of this.
I have done a review, yeah. I'll put a link in the corner.
Is that the same mower?
It is. It's still going strong. That's a keeper.
That's a keeper.
So the most exciting bike.
To last. Well, it's not last. Well, the most exciting bike to last.
So.
No offence, Mr. Flyer's bike. So, another Kawasaki. Another Z.
Actually, not my bike. Not my bike. I cannot claim this to be my own. But I do quite like it.
Yeah.
This obviously another Kawasaki. This is a Z650, so the little brother, sister, whatever of that. But a very, very different bike. And this is a twin cylinder, of course. Mrs. Flyer's had this lowered.
Yeah, of course.
So a lot less power. I think it's 115 brake horsepower, the 900. This is something like 65, so a big difference. Yeah. But to be honest, it doesn't make a lot of difference on the road. I always say you only need 75 brake horsepower on the road. You don't need any more. It'd be ridiculous to have it. Anyway, so this is fine. So this is fine on the road, and Mrs. Flyer's only just learnt to ride in the last year. Yeah. So it's her first bike, and it's perfect for that. Nice and low seat on it, not intimidating power. It's very, very light as well, although she says it's heavy. It's really light. And it's great. And when we went to Spain earlier in the year, and we took both the Kawasaki's, I really enjoyed riding my Z900 there. Yeah. But I did a back-to-back ride, and actually this one, you could chuck it about more. You can max out the throttle.
You could feel the weight difference between the
bikes. Yeah. I think, for that sort of riding, I think I might have enjoyed this more,
Wow.
So, and also, again, they've done a great job on the sort of homage to the old Z bikes, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I love the raised badging they do on these as well. That's so retro, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Did you notice the badging on mine? Because I had to pay extra for that. Because that's sort of the curved retro badging as opposed to the modern, I should try and find a picture of the modern Kawasaki logo. This is the modern Kawasaki logo, and that's what it used to be like.
So the retro. Okay. I didn't even know that.
You wouldn't necessarily
I've learned something today.
I'm surprised. I've learned something today as well. But that's another story. Right, should we move on?
Move on. Maybe we'll take. Will she let us take it for a spin?
Yeah, of course she will. I think I should go on the back of it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be hilarious. Right.
And now what's left then? A little baby. I guess this little 100 horsepower lightweight motorcycle.
Oh yes.
Oh, here she is. The new kid on the block.
Right, let me, now.
The new bike.
This is fresh off the, fresh off the print now, what's it called? Fresh off the hard drive. Anyway, it's new. Just shut the door again. That door earns its money. So this is, you can't get much newer on me little fleet than this, because this turned up yesterday and I haven't even ridden it yet.
You've not even ridden it?
No, so we're going to put that right. Although I have ridden them in the past.
Yeah, of course.
This is a Streetfighter V4S. They came out in 2020 in their original, well, not actually the original incarnation, but in this form, if you like. And I rode one at that time and I absolutely fell in love with it. I was lucky enough to borrow one for a couple of weeks, as you do when you're in this YouTube game. And I waxed lyrical about it. And sort of put it to the back of my mind because I thought that's not the sort of bike that I ride. You know, that's it's 208 brake horsepower for goodness sake.
You don't need more than 100 horsepower, do you?
No, you need 75 on the road. So it'd be ridiculous to buy a bike like this. But anyway, it nagged away at me, and then recently I saw this one at a dealer's. This is their X-Demo model, so it's because of course the 2025 model is slightly different to this. This is the 2024.
Did you not? Why did you not go 25? Because there probably wasn't that much difference in it. But
well, number one, it's a little bit more expensive, and also they've restyled it a bit. The biplane wings at the top are a lot longer on the new one.
Yeah.
They've also restyled the front a little bit.
It's got 17 more kilos of downforce on the new one compared to this one.
What, 150?
150 miles an hour, yeah.
They've restyled the front a bit. I actually prefer the way this looks. You know, they did the thing with the Panigale, didn't they? The Panigale, when it first came out, and it's 1199 form.
Yeah.
I think it was narrow, svelte, and looked amazing. Now, they still look amazing, but they're sort of bulbous, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think the Streetfighter might be going the same way. So for me, this is peak Streetfighter looks. And I don't need, I mean, I know the new bike's got probably some upgraded electronics and stuff and a bit more horsepower, but to be honest, I don't need any more horsepower than this has got, or indeed any more electronics than this has got. So this will be absolutely fine, I'm sure, but I can't really talk about it because I haven't ridden it yet.
He's not even ridden it. This is hot off the press.
Yeah, hot off the press. That was what hot off the press. That's what we're trying.
Hot off the press.
Thing, yeah.
So we're going to get you maybe to ride it in this video, Andy. So you can.
Yeah, it'll be my first ride on my channel. I am going to make. I am going to make a first ride video of this for my own channel. But I shall come clean and say it's actually my second ride. So this on yours, it's going to actually be the first.
The real first ride.
So should we get togged up?
Let's get togged up. Let's get moving.
Right.
So here we are, we've come to a secluded lay-by. No, not for that, just to ride the bikes,
I have beaten this lay-by with bikes before and I've seen nothing untoward, I've been looking, so we're good.
That's good to know, So I'll start off on the Interceptor, mate. If you want to ride your brand new machine.
I would love to ride my new bike. I'm a little bit frightened by it, to be honest, but I seem to get on with it all right before. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Doesn't she look? Isn't she a beauty though? Isn't she a beauty?
It is a beauty.
Well,
I think so.
It's got the Evo Tech rad guards and stuff. That's a good extra to have. That'll save any, because you have to do it. I think all that radiator there without covers.
Yes. I remember actually my old Panigale. I had to put a cover on that. I hadn't noticed that. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
it hasn't been out of the garage.
Yeah.
Since it was delivered yesterday, and this is literally the first time I've been on it. So obviously we've ridden here. But which was a bit scary because I had it in the wrong riding mode.
And you've gone on the gravel.
Yes, I've gone off-road already. So so looking forward to getting to know that. And then of course you get to go your first go. Is it your first go on an Interceptor?
This is the first time I've ever ridden any Royal Enfield, not just the Interceptor. This is my first ever Royal Enfield, yeah.
Wow, so this is going to be interesting then.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm a bit scared because without being rude, there's a bit of a difference in size between us. And it can be a bit crashy.
Well, you've uprated the springs, haven't you? We've got Hagon rear springs.
I did that upgrade.
Standard springs in the front.
Standard front end. It could do with some work there, but the rear I had an issue. One of the shocks let go, so I had to replace those. But actually, they've really improved it. So if you think that's bad handling, imagine what it was like before. All I can say. Yeah. Right, should we fire them up then?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Right, so I'm going to take you on part of my normal test route, okay?
Ooh, the Missenden test route.
Right, okay. These are my two noisiest bikes, by the way, and I haven't put any earplugs in, so, oops.
Don't be a pansy, you don't need them. Well, don't slow down too fast with these brakes, I might slam in the back of you. You definitely turn it off, and it's still going, mate. That is off on the ignition now.
You're talking rubbish, mate.
It's turned off. Here's the key. I thought there was a little scratch on the back there, maybe it's just a little bit of chain oil thrown up.
Don't start. Oh look, we've got a white van. Nip out in this gap quick.
Right on cue.
Right, okay, then let's go. Oh, fuck it. Stalled it! Blimey, he's left me for dust. Well, you're probably going to look like an ape on it, I imagine. So, in fact, I'll circle round and have a look at you.
Come on, have a look, go on. How do I look?
Actually, it's not that terrible.
It's not too terrible?
I mean, well, it's quite terrible, but it's not. You know, it'd be worse if you're on a Grom.